Selfishness. I truly believe this is the biggest problem on earth right now. Looking at the news, I saw this news about a man in Italy who killed his girlfriend because he felt like she was going to give him coronavirus. His girlfriend was a nurse. She was a nurse in a hospital that was filled with infected people in Italy, one of the most suffering countries at the moment with the whole pandemic. And he killed her because he felt that his life and himself was at risk. And you can see selfishness here. You can see how people don't care about others. He didn't care about the love that she had for him, about the help that she was giving the world. He didn't care about anything. He just cared about himself and about surviving and about his well-being. Well, he was a young man that was totally gonna survive, but he didn't care about anything. He just cared about himself. These bad times bring out the worst in people and shows truly that people are not willing to share, are not willing to give something, are not willing to get down of their self-entitled cloud of being the most important ones and help others. Going through Twitter, I saw this post that said, "We did this to help you guys," and I go and enter into it, and it was a video of many actors, models, producers, singers from different countries, very famous people, all rich, singing "Imagine" by John Lennon, and to them they were helping us all by singing a song that we all know and that we have all sang, and that was really not doing much because we have heard them before singing. We know they sing beautifully. We know they're very talented. What is this going to do for us? Nothing. They have so much money. They have so much connections. They could easily donate $1 million and be fine with it. But they don't want to donate their money. They prefer singing, doing the easiest thing because they don't really care about this situation. And it's sad to see how these people that are all rich and that all could help the world are not doing anything but singing a little song and thinking that's going to help everyone else. But we don't have to come to these times to see the selfishness and the narcissism in society. We have to only think about the people in Africa. We've been new about this whole situation in Africa for years, decades, literally. Everyone knows that they're poor in Africa and the poor little kids in Africa that are dying of hunger, but is anybody doing anything about it? Yeah, they send some people from the UNICEF here and there to help them and give them food. But if, for example, Bill Gates donated his money, half of his money actually, to the people in Africa, the situation would be fixed. He literally has enough money to fix the situation in Africa or fix the hunger in Africa twice. And he's not the richest man, he's the second one. So, yeah. They didn't really care. They don't really care about people. People in the refugee camps, people in refugee camps. We've seen that they have to flee from their countries because they are being persecuted by their governments or they don't have any money or whatever situation they have found themselves in because they are refugees. They are not getting out because they want to. They're getting out because they need to. And big countries like the United States or Europe literally throwing them out like if they were garbage, like if they were not people, because they cannot share a single little space of country with them. They cannot help them and make them legal and help them and try and find a job. They cannot help them. It's not even a person, it's a whole entire government being selfish and being narcissistic and thinking that their country is so important and so big and so everything that they cannot help other people that are truly in need. Bangladesh has the biggest refugee camp in the world. It's literally like a small little province of tons and tons of people that just live one by one beside each other and don't have food, don't have clothes, don't have a job. They pick up trash and they give them to the collectors, and they get pennies from that, and from that they buy like seeds and they grow them, and they don't have water, they don't have doctors, they don't have anything, and nobody helps them. Not even the government of Bangladesh. They just gave them that space and they just have to live there. But so many people could help them. The governments could help them, the different foundations around the world could help them, but no one is doing so because no one really cares about these people, because these governments and these associations to help people are so caught up to themselves and are so selfish. They cannot share their wealth with others. They cannot share their wealth, and they cannot help them. And we don't have to go to big problems to see selfishness and narcissism in the world. Just think about relationships. We see all of the time this couples that fight and that cannot stay together because one thinks that what they say or what they do is more important than what the other one says. Or this men that kill their wives, or men that kill their girlfriends just because they think that their opinion is the right one, just because they think that this woman should stay for themselves only, and they only think about their own opinion. But what about the others? What about friendships? These friendships of people that always want to be right, always want you, the friend, to do anything that they say. You guys go out and you guys say, "Oh, I want to go eat at this place," and they say, "No, we're gonna go eat at the place that I want to go eat because this is what I want." And they just control you, and they just think that what they believe is the right thing. And human beings just cannot get into a consensus. They just cannot like share ideas. We just want to keep everything to ourselves. And maybe the consumerism in the world is making us like this. Maybe it's just our nature. But I truly believe that if we really want to keep going as a proper society, then we have to share. Then we have to speak. Then we have to communicate our knowledge, communicate our feelings, feel empathy for others. Because when you become narcissistic, you forget about everyone else's feelings, you forget about everyone else's problems and situations. And we really need to put our mind into becoming a little bit more empathic and a little bit more collective rather than individual, because it's a true, real way of being a nice human being. Thank you.